Necron Codex Leaks, Forgebane box set and a new Cryptek. The Necrons are finally coming.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, today I'm going to be discussing a few Necron topics in the lead up to the new Necron Codex coming soon. Before that though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, not miss a Necron upload, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss a video. Okay, so the Necrons are coming at last. Not long now before we get our 8th edition Codex. Now you may already know that there has been a leak of a so-called beta codex on the internet, and that's what I want to talk about first. Okay, so the Necron Codex or Beta Codex has been leaked on the internet. Now I've been asked quite a few questions in the comments here on YouTube and also on Facebook. I've been asked my opinions of what I think of the new Necron rules that have been leaked out. And this is something that I want to just bring up in this video very quickly really, just to explain the situation from my point of view. Now we've always had leaks of codexes and rules in the past, and I'm sure we will do in the future. This is slightly different. This is a full release of the actual codex. So from my point of view, I am not going to be covering anything to do with the leaked codex here on my channel. Have to be honest, when I heard about the codex leak, I was very disappointed by the situation. I know we've had leaks before, but we're talking about the full codex. Now I don't know if the person had permission to release the material or not. I suspect that they didn't. I suspect that it was done illegally. And it's for these reasons that I don't want to cover the leaked codex here on the channel. I've got a lot of respect for the game. I've got a lot of respect for Games Workshop. Thank you GW for this wonderful hobby and for the hours of enjoyment that you have given me. And more importantly, I have a lot of respect for me and my channel, and I won't be covering any illegal material on the channel. However, I am planning to do a lot of Necron videos regarding the new release, and that's going to start this week in what I'm going to be dubbing as Necron Week. That's right, lots of Necron videos coming to you this week.
Necrons!
Okay, so the first topic I want to talk about is the new box set Forgebane. I did like the name that we thought it was going to be, Battle of Mars, but Forgebane it is. Half Admech and half Necrons. How awesome is that to have a box set with 2 Xenos races in, and of course with Necrons in. Now I've been asked whether I'm going to be buying the box set, and I have to say I'm not going to be buying the box set. There's a few reasons why. Of course there is an investment in the set, and it is of course available with discount, so potentially you could get it as little as around £76-ish, which is a pretty decent price for everything that you get in the box. However, I've been thinking long and hard about the models that are in the box, whether I actually sort of really need them. So first you get 3 Wraiths. Now I don't own any of the new Wraiths. You could argue, well, that's a great opportunity to buy those Wraiths. But I've already got 18 Wraiths, I've already got the old school Wraiths, and I think it would be a bit odd to have the new Wraiths in with them. However, I could convert those Wraiths maybe into a Tomb Stalker. That could be an option. Other things in the box, we've got Immortals. I've got a bunch of Immortals, I don't really need those. We've got 5 Light Guard in the box. I already have some Light Guard, not a huge amount, but some. I could potentially do with some more Light Guard. And of course, finally we get the Necron Cryptek, the new model. Now it's fair to say, as I said, this is a very good value box set, but I'm just looking at my point of view. Do I really need those models? And the truth is that I don't really need them. In actual fact, even the new Cryptek, which I have to say looks awesome, and thank God we've got a plastic Cryptek now. That is awesome, and the sculpt is awesome, and I do want to pick up 1 or 2 of those models at some point. However, it's not necessarily essential to have those models to be able to play the new rules. Now the new rules is what I want to talk about next, so let's have a chat about those. Okay, so we have a brand new Cryptek model, and as Games Workshop have released on the Warhammer community page, this particular model has a new piece of war gear called the Cryptek Cloak. Now this new piece of war gear gives our Cryptek quite a bit of movement. It allows us to move 10 inches, and we also gain the fly special rule. That is pretty awesome right there. And on top of that, we've got a few extra bonuses. We can choose a model within 3 inches of the Cryptek that has the living metal special rule, and then they can get a D3 living metal as opposed to just 1. That's quite nice, and that makes this Cryptek really useful. Now with the fly special rule, it means that we can ignore units and terrain when we're moving. It gives us a good amount of movement, and I think this new cloak is going to be very useful whether you're playing your Cryptek defensively, maybe at the back of the field. You can help support your tanks, your ghost arcs for example, your annihilation barges with the living metal special rule, and of course you're going to be able to move, allowing you to get that 5+ save and the bonuses to RP to different units around the field. That 10-inch movement is really powerful, and that's only defensively. Of course in an attacking role, that's again a really useful piece of war gear. It means we're going to be able to keep up with some of our fast moving units, things like tomb blades, the command barge, destroyers, and potentially deep striking death marks. It's really useful to have that fast moving HQ, and I can see a command barge and a Cryptek with this cloak working together very nicely indeed. And it seems like this cloak isn't going to be too many points. I would imagine that pretty much all of our Crypteks from now on are going to have the cloaks. Now does that mean that we can only use that particular one Cryptek model? Well no, it doesn't. This is only a piece of war gear, so any of our Crypteks can take this piece of war gear. We don't have to actually represent it on the model, and if you do want to represent it on the model, then you could always just use a little scarab and maybe pop that onto the base, or indeed you could go all out and do a conversion like this one that I found on the Necron Facebook page by Bradley. What a great conversion that is, and that sort of gave me some ideas about, well, I don't really need these new Cryptek models, although I do want them, and I will get them one day. But you don't have to have them to be able to play the new Crypteks, and that has to be a big bonus. Okay, now that is today's video covered. However, this is just the start. Tomorrow I will have a video about the new Dynasty codes, so make sure you pop back to check that out. Beam me up.